Turn, turn, turn. There is a season. Turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
All right. Okay, so and that leads right into the next part of the discussion, which is economics. We've seen a lot. This country's gone through a lot these past few years. We've seen booms, we've seen busts. And it seems like as we see, when Barack Obama initially took office, we were losing jobs as much as almost 750,000 jobs a month at some point. And now we're gaining jobs. We saw the GDP, gross domestic product, contracting as much, almost 6%, even more than that. And now we've expanded modestly with some supportive stimulus, but we are expanding. We saw the Dow Jones go from 60 in the 6,000s to hovering around 10,200 currently now. What do you, where did this turnaround come from? And is this turnaround sustainable? A lot of people are thinking that this is not going to be sustainable. A lot of economists saying that we're going to see a pullback. Some saying we're going to see a double dip. What happened? How do we get that turnaround to happen? And how do we continue to make this turnaround sustain itself?
Well, I think, first of all, I really feel that the stimulus package that was put forth started the turnaround. I have felt that the stimulus package should have been bigger, and I think that more and more now people are realizing that we should have made it larger. But the point is that, to me, that is a thing that started, a lot of job creation, a lot of work in the various communities that were as a result of the stimulus money. Now, if we can stay the course, there's no question in my mind that we might have to come back with a second stimulus package in order to continue to keep things moving. But I really feel that Obama has a handle on what needs to be done. When he came in, as you know, that he inherited a deficit and also 2 wars, and a military budget that was just out of control.
Right.
Now he has sort of gotten that, now sort of under control and moving in the right direction. But another stimulus package, I really feel, is in order to keep things going and to get there a lot faster. I agree with what he's doing, and I'm very supportive of it. People need jobs. There's a correlation between unemployment and crime. Obama understands that. And so therefore, we can continue to create jobs and job opportunities. I do believe that crime problems will go down. That is very, very important.
Right.
And, neighborhoods are now, in many instances, are looking and crying out, for help. And the biggest help I know for them is education and jobs.
Right. And so as right now, you're the chairman of a very major committee in government right now, of the Committee of Oversight and Government Reform, which will be crucial in terms of making sure that essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, you are essentially one of the watchdogs, the major key watchdogs, to make sure that things are kept in place and kept in line. So can you just kind of talk to the people and let them know what will be your role in terms of making sure that mistakes that had been made previously will not be made again?
Well, first of all, I think oversight and accountability is extremely important. And we have been pushing to put operation in place that will give us the transparency that we need, also to help us in terms of the oversight that we need. We plan to be very aggressive in terms of talking to agency heads. We will look and see in newspaper stories and media as to things that need to be addressed. We're concerned about recalls. Some of the pharmaceutical companies, and of course we also, as you know, we've had a problem with Toyota. These are things that we're going to continue to monitor and to make certain that safety is a key thing with us. And that's really what we're going to do. Look at safety, look at waste, fraud, and abuse. And let me add another one, stupidity.
Right, right. Okay. And so, talking about the economy, a lot of folks are having a big debate right now on whether or not the George Bush tax cuts should expire or whether or not we should allow them to continue. I actually feel that at the end of the day that George Bush was the first president, whether it be Republican or Democrat, who ever cut taxes during a time of war. What's your position on what these tax cuts and whether or not they should be expired or let them continue, and how that's going to impact the economy?
Well, I really think that he should we should let them expire. I really feel that the top 2% in this country, the wealthiest 2%, truly benefited from that tax cut. That does not solve our problems to make the 2% richer. We need to now look at the masses, look at people who are unemployed, look at people who have done everything that the system said do. They said stay out of trouble, stay in school, get yourself a decent education. They've done that, and now at this point in time, no jobs or no opportunity to get a job. To me, that's wrong. And one way to do that is that if we allow these tax cuts to terminate, then of course there'll be more resources available, for people to be able to use for education, use for to purchase a home, all kinds of things. But the main thing, I do feel that jobs will be created as a result of it.
And what do you say to those on the other side, on the far right, when they say, well, that's socialism, that is, that's socialism, and they throw all these terms in order to say that why they are against your position? What do you say to that?
I think that they need to think about something that Martin Luther King said a long time ago. He said, "I cannot be what I ought to be until the world is what it should be." So I think they need to think about that. That the richest 2%, how much money do you really need?
Right.
Let us look at those folks who have no health insurance. We need to provide health insurance for them. Let us look at those who are fighting to get an education and unable to do so. We need to analyze it and look at the situation and say, wait a minute, we're a better country than this. We need to do more for people who are having difficulty making it in life. Senior citizens, we can't think about cutting anything else from seniors. They've worked all their days and come to this point in time in their lives and have to worry about whether they can make it or not. People concerned about whether they can afford their medication. We're a better country than that. And I think that with this additional revenue, we would be able to do a lot of things for them.
Right. Well, definitely, I mean, on one side, they didn't call it aristocracy when they were giving the tax cuts to George Bush. So I definitely don't think that to take them away, this would be called socialism. So I definitely am agreeing with you on that.
To heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time